I think of all the designs combining, the gold coin and then the silver companion medal, I think this is probably my favorite. Again, there's some gold coins that I like a little bit better design than, this right here, but I think it's solid. I think it's a really good one. Hey everyone, it's Kingdom Silver. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Let's dive right in. So today we are covering the 250th anniversary of the United States. This is really brings me back to the start of my journey with silver and gold, and I actually came through collecting. My grandfather was really big into collecting different coins, especially older coins, and that's what got me involved in this. And the United States Mint, to celebrate our nation's 250th anniversary, they're doing some really special stuff. And so for 1 year only, there's going to be some, a bold new look here, as it says, for America's coins and medals. And it says on Independence Day 2025, the U.S. Mint proudly began the official countdown to the Semiquincentennial. I think I said that correctly. And so as part of that, they're making changes to almost all of the circulating coins, and those designs haven't been released yet, but they're anticipating, as it says down below, that those designs will be shared with the public later this year. However, they have released the 2026 Best of the Mint numismatic products. So last year they went, as it says here, and they looked at the top 5 rated coins that were reviewed and recommended by the Citizens Coinage Advisory Committee and U.S. Commission of Fine Arts. Really, really fancy names there. And they looked through all of these. And what's going to happen is they're releasing 5 special sets. And each one of these sets is going to include a 24 karat fine gold coin. And then it's also going to have the Liberty Bell Privy mark on it with a numeral 250, which you're going to see in just a second. And then each coin is also going to have a 1 ounce companion medal featuring new and modern designs that were inspired by the gold coins. So we're going to go through those 5 designs today. And the first one we're going to go through in the order that they were released to the public. The first is this 1916 Mercury Dime, and I absolutely am all for this. The Mercury Dime is one of my favorite old school designs. In fact, it was one of the first coins that my grandfather gave me, and I think this is fantastic. I believe, and not all of this says it here, I think this one is going to be in a 10th ounce, but I am not completely sure on that. That is not given in the information here. I think on their social media page, you may be able to look back through, and they may have said what type of ounceage all of these gold coins are going to be in, but this one I'm a really big fan of. So, and of course, you've got the classic back there of the Mercury Dime. Now, let's talk about these medals, because in general, you're going to see some very new and modern designs on these medals. And on one hand, I think some of them look pretty cool, and some of them I'm a little skeptical on. I think this one for the Mercury Dime is decent. I like that when you flip the coin over, it's kind of it's like it is here. You've got like one side of it, and then it kind of continues on. I think that is cool. Not my favorite of the silver companion medals, but I think it's pretty solid. The next one we got here, the 1916 Standing Liberty. This quarter is amazing. I really enjoy the design of this one as well. Again, you see the privy mark there. And then let's go to the opposite side here. You see the classic eagle, $quarter. And then let's get to this medal. This one I think is decent. Again, it's the classic Lady Liberty, just in a little bit different design. And then on the back here, you have the eagle, really focusing on its legs and talons there. I actually think that one is one of the better designs as well. The Lady Liberty, it seems like a little bit odd design. It seems like her neck's kind of really skinny. At least that's kind of what it looks like. The shield might be a little large. I don't know. It's not my favorite, but it's decent. It's solid. 1916 Walking Liberty. What else is to be said there? This is what inspired the design of the American Silver Eagle, which we all know and love. I think this would look absolutely fantastic in gold. Again, I'll have to see with all of these. what size they're in, because that will really impact whether or not I can fork out the money to buy them. I would really prefer them to be in smaller ounceage so that they're accessible. But again, you can't fault this design. On the back here, I will say this isn't my favorite of the classic eagle designs on the back, but again, it goes with the coin. And then with this Walking Liberty, the companion silver, I'm not feeling it. I'm just going to be honest. This is probably my least favorite of all of the companion metals. I think it just looks odd. Now the eagle kind of like soaring through the sky right here. That's cool. I think that's got some solid the look and feel and that fly. And hey, maybe if I looked at it in person, I might change my mind. But the front here with that Liberty, for whatever reason, it looks like her hair's all over the place. Like I don't know, that it's just not for me. Now this 1804 silver dollar. This might actually be one of my favorite combinations of both the silver metal and the gold. Very classic design here. On the back, I think this is one of the better backs as well. I love this look. And then let's look at the silver, the silver metal here. I love this bust of Lady Liberty. And then I love how you've got the globe here and then the American eagle that's going over the entire world. I think that's pretty solid. And then you've got the sun in the background. I think this one's pretty solid. I really like this one. I think of all the designs combining, the gold coin and then the silver companion metal, I think this is probably my favorite. Again, there's some gold coins that I like a little bit better design than, this right here, but I think it's solid. I think it's a really good one. And then, of course, to round it out, you've got the 1907 Double Eagle, and this is one that everybody knows and knows really well. The very classic design on that. And then the Double Eagle here, this is another solid one. I like the Lady Liberty here. I think this one looks way better. And then, of course, you've got the American eagle with the flag. I like the concept. The eagle, the wings just look a little bit weird. I think if it was me, I did not go to art school. I think I would have put the wings lower here. Like it was more like a natural. It almost looks like he's flying, but they're folded. Honestly, if you would have taken this Liberty right here and then combined her down here with this standing Liberty. Now, again, she had a shield, so maybe she's got like a shield popping out here and not the flame. But I think if you took this Lady Liberty and put her with this Walking Liberty, or sorry, not the Walking Liberty, but the Standing Liberty down here, I think you'd really be cooking with gas when it comes to the designs. I think those would look super cool. But again, that's my feedback. If I had to rank them, gosh, that's really tough. But I think the silver dollar combination with the companion metal, and then I would go down to the Mercury Dime as probably my second. But in the comments, I'd love to hear what you think about this program. What circular coins would you like to see? What designs would you like to see on there? And also, of these specialty coin designs, what's your favorite and what's your least favorite? Would love to hear more about it. With that, we're going to end the video today. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing to others, and we'll see you later.